seid ihr so aufgeregt auf einmal jetzt?
Die können sich mal umdrehen.
Mach ich nachher von hinten.
Das ist ohne Scheiß nicht cool.
Was sagt ihr?
Es ist richtig.
Nicht?
Sie haben gesagt, es ist eine kleine.
Ja, das ist eine kleine Präsentation, aber nicht in anderen
Ich hab
Leuten.
gesagt, 50, 60 Leute sind da. Aber ich hätte
Ja,
gesagt,
aber auf so einer Bühne.
Wir damit die Schule, wenn wir da draußen stehen.
Ich schreibe von meiner eigenen Klasse an, ja. Ich schreibe von meiner eigenen Klasse.
Wie viele Präsentieren wir?
Здесь в актовом зале Русско-Британского института управления. И сегодня, как мы уже говорили, в нашем институте знаменательное событие. Мы отвечаем с вами десятилетие сотрудничества. Наше сотрудничество длится уже более 10 лет. И прямо сейчас, дорогие гости, внимание на экран. Немного о том, как оно проходит.
In 2005, the Studenten Humanities Institute initiated the implementation of the international study programs that are unique for Russia. And in agreement with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Federal State of Salzburg, which is the founder of the Salzburg Tourism Schools.
You're welcome.
Okay, ceremony. In Russia, it's a traditional ceremony with flowers and music, and you get married between 6 and 18 and 20, and a long time ago you get married between 14 and 17, and when you has no husband with 17, you are unlucky.
The families of the bride gave all of their money and all of the stuff they have to the groom. They wanted their girl to be married with in the future, and the girl has never seen the boy before, so the parents of them just choose the future groom. Yes.
So what about Austria, where it is ceremony is just the same as us, but they should take the ceremony in church. It's very important for them. And they married in the age of 25 and 20 years. It's very important. After the church, you make a city trip, and you drive to the monuments, and then you put the flowers to the monuments, and then you make pictures, because in the church you're not allowed to make pictures.
So, and Austrian couples, they don't have such tradition to make a city trip. So after the church, they just go to a cafe or restaurant and have a feast.
In Russia, the traditional decoration are flowers. In the restaurant and in the church, you just choose a color, and your dress can be white or, I don't know, the color you want to. And then if you choose the color red, you prepare all the flowers in white and red, or just red for all the tables and entries and stuff.
And what about Austrian decorations? They have just the same flowers, balloons maybe, and we have just the same decorations as in Austrian. They're very beautiful.
All amount of money, like yeah, some coins or yeah.
And if you understood, after ceremony, Australian couple go to restaurant, they dance, singing, drinking, some kind of stuff. What else? That's all. Now we have a video from a wedding in Russia.
Yeah, some sort of short video about.
Don't be shy.
Hello everybody, we are going to present Students Party, Austria versus Russia. At first we saw that it's pretty the same in both countries. We both pre-party and afterwards go to the club or to a bar. And
The difference is that in Austria they celebrate, they throw a party on Saturday, and
in Russia you mostly go out on Fridays. So, yeah.
Students of this university often go to the Moscow. It's a big club where there's a lot of animation and there are strippers and a lot of party, and they play club music, so house music and electronic music, and sometimes there's a foreign party. And they all enjoy it, and they party through the whole night.
people drink wine with soda and water, and it's really cheap. Then they go here. They listen to Austrian and German music.
The clothes they go out in Russia, mostly they go out casual, so jeans and t-shirt. But in the big cities like Moscow or St. Petersburg, they wear fancy dresses like you can see in the picture, with high heels. Yeah.
In Austria, clothes depends on the occasion. For example, you normally go clubbing in casual clothes, and for some
drinks. It's very similar in Austria and Russia. The difference is that in Austria you are allowed to drink alcohol with 16, but only wine and beer. And with 18 you can drink hard alcohol such as vodka or rum. And in Russia you're allowed to drink alcohol with 18. Yes, also the drinks are very similar. Both countries like to drink vodka, but in Austria we drink vodka with orange juice or Red Bull, and in Russia the men drink it pure, and the girls often drink cocktails when they don't like vodka, and they also drink the Russians say "Zdravie."
Thank you. Please, ladies, don't go. Thank you very much for your presentation. No, please, take care. speakers about their amazing presentation. No? Do you have any?
It was great.
Great?
Yeah, what would you like to know?
And what about Russian people? Did you like to have a party with them?
Yeah, of course, I think they are very nice and they make party hard.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
On how many members of family live there? And the buildings with flats only in the city, and they are not so high.
Okay. Most of the Russian flats are very small and not so modern, as you can see here. And they have wallpapers and a lot of carpets. And a lot of families have flowers and plants in their flats.
Ah, okay. What about houses? Austrian houses leave their own houses and they are big enough. There can be 4 or 5 bedrooms, but the same depends how many members live there. And there can be
most Russians have a flat and they live during the week, and if they have a house they drive there over the weekend and stay there. Their houses are I think as big as the one in Austria, and they have 2 or 3 floors, and the furniture is the same as in a flat with mostly wallpapers and a lot of carpets. And the houses also have big gardens, like in Austria.
To buy a flat in Russia, it will cost about 5 million rubles. And if you rent a flat, it will cost about 10 or 15,000 rubles a month. And a house will cost about 10 million rubles.
So, what about Austrian family? Austrians usually have 2 children, but it depends on the family. Someone have 1 child.
So the whole family lives together in one flat, like the children and their parents and their grandparents. And yeah, it's also usual to have a lot of pets or dog and cats, and yeah.
There's no big difference in being a student in Austria or in Russia, because most of the universities provide accommodation, like a dormitory where most of the students live, but
please don't leave the stage. Dear guests and our students, please, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. Our next topic is how do we spend our vacation or our holidays in Austria and in Russia. Please, guys.
Okay, let's start about the typical holiday trips in Austria or in Russia. My name is Johannes, and we will present you a short view about the typical holidays in Russia and in Austria. Yeah.
Parties in these cities. This is pictures from London and Milan.
Next one is festivals, and usually it happens in the summer season and summertime, and here you can listen.
I'm going to present you how Russian people typically travel. We have city trips, nature trips, cottage time, so it's a summer house. Then we have holiday trips, skiing, snowboarding and ice skating.
Yes, the city trips, you stay there for 1 till 3 months, 1 day, 1 week till 3 months. You went there by car, train or bus. Bus is, I think, it's a little bit problematic because it's not so comfortable. Then the region are Krasnodar, Kazan and so on. Yeah, you spend there lying on the beach, swimming, sightseeing and walking around and then shopping. Yeah, I think all of you will know the pictures. The first one is Moscow and the second one is Sochi.
So next we have nature trips, the last one and Cyprus, and sometimes to Europe and Asia, but Turkey and Egypt were the most popular destinations, but now
yeah, it's not so difficult for them because they stay at the hotel and they can eat and drink a lot of things and then yeah.
Yes, my name is Natalia and I have a question. Do you like traveling and where have you been?
The roads, because there's a comfortable to drive.
Not at all, really.
Yes, no, I think it's a very interesting city because there are so many different things which we can see and yeah. Answered?
It's very interesting. Please take your seats.
I think it was a bit long, all these presentations, and I'm a bit hungry. So we have a food topic, please, guys, from the food topic.
Today we are going to talk about the difference between the Russian and the Austrian food. My name is Annie, that's Maria and Selena. I'm going to start with the breakfast in Russian. They eat porridge with some fruits, drink tea and coffee, or eat open fast sandwiches with cheese and sausages, or dishes from the eggs like boiled and fried eggs.
Usually Australian people prefer for the breakfast traditional bread, kaiserol, cheese, sausages and dishes from eggs, brown bread with cereals, jam, coffee and tea. Usually Australian people have breakfast at 10 a.m. at camp.
Let's talk about lunch in Russia. I hope I can pronounce the words correctly. So they like to eat different kinds of soups. For example, borscht, which you can see here, and also okroshka, and mashed potatoes, boiled greens, and cutlet, which is chopped meat pressed and fried, and also different kind of salad.
And Austrian people prefer.
About the Austrian dessert, it's probably the best part of the whole meal. We are going to start with the first picture. That's a Sachertorte. It's a chocolate cake with apricot jam and white Kaiserschmarrn. It's a fluffy pancake with jam and raisins. On the left side of the picture below, this is called Salzburger Nockerl. That's white with sugar and cranberry jam. Probably the Salzburg inhabitant. And traditional food in Russia, so it's the soup I told before, borscht, and pilmeni, which is chopped meat in a piece of dough. And we know it like ravioli in Italy or something, and we have the same one in Austria, but it's called tortellini. And in Russia there is kalech, it's Easter cheesecake, and also traditional for Easter you eat pascha, which is cottage cheesecake shaped as a pyramid, you can see on the left side. And probiert mit Apfel- und Käsefüllung und was haben wir noch probiert? Should we talk in English or in German? What's better for you?
I think it's better in English for our.
Okay. We tried the blinis filled with apple and cheese, or with meat, and what did we try?
So, and the next presentation is the last one. What makes
happier when they celebrate their holidays with their families, when they have a festive dinner, and food is enjoyment for them and for their
family, and they eat a lot of food and celebrating much.
Also, they like to spend time in the summer house called Datscha. And yeah, they spend time with their family or friends, and they like to plan something or go swimming, and yeah.
The Russian people like sport, especially winter sport. For example, biathlon or ice hockey, and they have a hockey team here called Traktor or so else.
Well, and of course there are some problems, and actually we had to discuss about that, and
it was great. Thank you very much, girls. So it was the last presentation from our students and from our guests. We're really glad to find